We're down to the 4 best teams for NFL Conference Championship Sunday, and we can win over $200,000. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jason Mattis, of course, with Winning Bets, and that's right. We're only 2 more Sundays left on the NFL calendar. This one's the NFL Conference Championships between the AFC and the NFC teams. And thanks to a couple friends over on the Fox Bet Super 6 app, we can win over $200,000. And over on the Yahoo Fantasy Slate app, we can also win $4,000. Let's talk about this, kind of the way we've kind of done it the last couple weeks, and that we kind of just talk about the games, and then we'll kind of run through our picks and kind of leave the research and stuff in terms of out of the side, in terms of me just regurgitating that information and giving it to you. We'll just kind of have a little more fun, free-flowing conversation talking about these 2 games. Let's first go ahead and kick it off, that NFC game where you got the 49ers going up against the Rams. The 49ers were 2-0 in the regular season versus the Rams this season. Did you guys see an interesting stat that's kind of floated around Twitter past couple days? It's Shanahan's record against the Rams with Garoppolo. It was something like 6-0 or 7-0, and then with any other quarterback was like 1-4, 1-5, what have you. So obviously shows that when Shanahan has Garoppolo, and I think that's because Garoppolo is a good kind of quarterback. He makes mistakes, so do other quarterbacks, but I think he's a good game manager. Well, generally speaking, will go out and execute a game plan, to that game plan strengths, and it's evident by the fact that they've really done really good up against these Rams, and that's a Rams team that year in, year out is tough. It always brings a good defense, yet Kyle Shanahan is able to get wins as long as he's got Garoppolo under center. So I found that to be very interesting when I stumbled across that earlier this week, on Twitter, because obviously Garoppolo is going to play in this game. He's looking like he's healthy. He's had a full week worth of practice, so he should come into this game certainly, with no restrictions. It's going to be where do we think maybe the battle will be won in this game. You always talk about, where can this one be won? I looked at that 49ers rush attack going up against that Rams rush defense. We really got strength on strength there. Rams rush defense is top 5 in the league across all the categories, whether it's running yards per game or a 10th per carry or first downs in a game. Whatever you look at, they're going to be a top 5 rush defense. You look at that 49ers offense, they've kind of changed the running back position there. They've obviously put Deebo Samuel, moved him from the wideout position, put him tucked in there running back for, good handful of snaps per game. He's getting several carries, north of double-digit carries, in from that running back position. You're seeing even other teams do it because they're just having so much success from that. That's going to be the battle, right? Can the 49ers rush it, or do they have to maybe go a little bit more pass heavy, which, I don't think that's a worst thing. This Rams secondary, I think, is there to be taken apart and being picked on. They're a little bit beat up, getting healthy, but they are still a little bit beat up as they come into this game. So I'll be looking forward to that. Who wins down in the trenches, per se? Will that Rams rush defense come out, or that 49ers rush? If one of those sides can control the line of scrimmage, can control the possession of the clock, therefore, I think go a long way in deciding who can win this game. You really, in this matchup, got experience versus experience. You got the 49ers were in the Super Bowl in 2019. Rams were in the Super Bowl in 2018. So players that were involved in those 2 Super Bowl teams will be involved again this Sunday. So you do get experience versus experience. Maybe Matthew Stafford doesn't have a lot of experience playing this big game, but I think there's enough surrounding pieces around him to try and maybe help him out. And he needs help because, he's always a walking interception. You see it time and time and again. The guy will just make mistakes. That could hold back this team. This team looks like, through the acquisitions they made through trading and free agencies, this Rams team is right there. Obviously, trading for Stafford was a big piece of the additions that they made. Let's just see if maybe he can be the reason that at least doesn't hold them back. Doesn't need to maybe have a spectacular game by any stretch, but certainly needs to not be holding this team back. So look to see Matthew Stafford's play. So I look forward to this NFC game. I think it's going to be a good one. This one's going to be a good, fascinating game going up against the NFC West Division foes. Look forward to this one. This is going to be a knockout fight for all 4 quarters, and definitely look forward to seeing which way this one's going to go ahead and do. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into the Fox Bet Super 6 app. This is when we're going to give you 6 questions. Got to answer all questions to get the jackpot. The jackpot's going up, so the more entries we get, the bigger the jackpot. It's well up over 200,000 right now. This one focuses on the NFC game, so with that being said, let's jump into it. How many total touchdowns will there be in this game? I've got 6 touchdowns being scored in this game. What will be the player with the longest play, and what will be the amount? You got Brandon Ayuk going up against OBJ here. I'm going to take Ayuk. He's got 16 big plays on the season, where OBJ only had 3 big plays on the season. They measure big plays by 20 or more yards. So I'll go ahead and take Ayuk. I'll go ahead and take the, contrarian pick. If I had to take a guess, most people are going to be on Odell Beckham, but give me Ayuk and give me 33 to 38 yards. who's going to have more receptions, and then what will be the combined number of receptions between Kittle and Samuel. Kittle's going to have more. He's just been more involved in the passing game. Obviously they've taken Deebo Samuel out of the passing game. They put him, at that running back position, so that takes away some of his snaps there potentially. And then even at there, he draws a lot of attention, quite frankly, from opposing secondaries, does Deebo Samuel, and rightfully so. So look for Kittle, who got 5 receptions in each of those games earlier on the season on 7 targets. Look for him to have a few more than 5, and look for Kittle to have more receptions, and combined they'll have 10. I think you'll have Kittle around that 6. It's a 7, and I think you'll have Samuel around that 3 to 4 range. So give me 10 combined receptions for the two. Which team will have the longest field goal in the amount? We'll go with Rams. We'll say 48 to 49 yards on the longest field goal. Team with the more solo tackles, and what will be the amount? Solo tackles in the regular season, you had 793 versus 774. Pretty close right there, and this is going to be pretty much of a guess. This is going to be a lot of unknown here. We'll go Rams. We'll go 47 to 48 solo tackles. And who's going to win the game? What's going to be the win margin? I think 49ers win this game. 49ers going to win this game by 3 to 4 points. Hard to beat a team 3 times in a row in one season. Boy, if there's a team that can do it, though, it certainly can be this 49ers. Good team defensively. They have the rushing attack to maybe potentially, keep that Rams offense off the sideline, and they can grind out long, drives and end up getting some points at the end of those drives. So I like the 49ers, everything about it. Everything seems to be that they have the Rams number for some reason up under Shanahan and up under Garoppolo. You're going to get Garoppolo healthy, ready to go. Like their passing attack going into this game. Like their rushing attack going into this game. This will be good. This will be a good football game. But I do have the 49ers coming out on top by 3 to 4 points. All right, let's go ahead and talk about this AFC game now, where you got Bengals going on against the Chiefs, where the Bengals won earlier this season, late in the season. I think it was week 16, maybe it was, where the Bengals won 34-31. And in that win, they were able to wrap up that AFC North title. It was at home. That's, to me, going to be obviously a big difference here, as this one's now going to be at Arrowhead Stadium. Maybe loses a little bit of the advantage that maybe the Bengals had a few weeks ago when it was at home, but still certainly a good Bengals team that was impressive that day. Burrow threw for 446 yards. That's quite remarkable what that offense was able to do. You remember Jamar Chase that day? He had a monster game. Obviously, Burrow had thrown for over 400 yards, had a monster game. And Joe Burrow doing the dance. Can we get the Bengals to win this game just so we can get the Joe Burrow dance? Give me the cigar. Give me the pistols being fired in the air. I absolutely love Joe Burrow sitting there and doing the dance, but they're going to have a tough time. Chiefs are back. Just a fantastic game last week against the Bills. Can never count them out. They whenever they have, Mahomes, Kelsey, and Tyreek Hill, they're in every single ball game. They obviously seem to be hitting their stride late in the season. Offense looks good. Remember the earlier in the season when the offense just wasn't clinging? They were still doing some razzle-dazzle and just wasn't coming off. Now it just looks good. It looks like an Andy Reid offense that's been getting to, 4 straight AFC conference championship games, I believe it is now. Could be potentially 3 straight Super Bowls, if I recall correctly. So, yeah, this offense just looks good. Looks like that Chiefs offense. Looks like they're back. Bengals get no respect in this game. Bengals +7. The line opened at +6, moved to 6.5. Now it's at 7. Wouldn't be surprised if it gets to 7.5. You're seeing the public just absolutely love the Chiefs. I think large in part because this game, is at Arrowhead. I think if this game was at Cincinnati, maybe if this was a neutral field, let's say this one was able to be the Super Bowl neutral field, this would be a much tighter margin. But people are reading into that home field effect right there for the Chiefs, and maybe that does give them the edge and allows them to push it over the line and get the victory. But this one's going to be a tough, hard-fought game. Bengals showing a lot of fight up against the Titans last week, grinding out field goals, grinding out good defensive drives, stopping Tannehill, getting him to make all kinds of mistakes, not letting Derrick Henry go off and be King Henry that he can be on any given week. So this Bengals team is looking good coming in this AFC Championship game. I'm looking forward to this game. Looking forward to seeing if they can maybe take that step and knock off the Chiefs, because so far it's been a few seasons now. Nobody can knock off the Chiefs in the AFC. With that being said, let's go ahead and turn our attention now to the Yahoo Fantasy Slate app, where we can win $4,000. This is questions on the AFC and the NFC game. Let's go ahead and run through these. Question 1 is who's going to win between Bengals and Chiefs. I'll go ahead and take the Chiefs. Over under 54.5 points. I will go ahead and take the over there of over 54.5 points. How many times will Burrow be sacked? I'll go ahead and say 2 to 3 sacks there for Burrow. Who's going to win between 49ers, Rams? I'll mix it up and go Rams here on this one. So, just make it a little different. Go ahead and give me Rams. Over under 46.5. Over, but by a small margin. This one won't go over by a lot. They got this number bang on accurate at 46.5, but I will go ahead and take the over. Will Von Miller or Nick Bosa go ahead and record a sack? I'll say yes, because half sacks do count, so maybe they can be in on a sack. So I'll say Von Miller, Nick Bosa, they'll get a sack, so I'll go yes there. It will be the number of players to throw a touchdown or to throw a pass. I'll say 2 or less. No razzle-dazzle here, just straight up good football between these two opponents. No razzle-dazzle, so just 2 players will throw a pass in that game. Will anyone rush for 100 yards? I'm going to say yes. A little misleading here. I don't know if they're saying team or a player. A touch misleading in this question, if you ask me, in terms of the wording, but I'll go ahead and say yes. Yes, there will be somebody getting 100 yards. Will either game end with a score on the final play? I'll go ahead and say yes. I mean, hell, the divisional round, all 4 games, there was a field goal kick at the last play of the game in all 4 games. That was pretty remarkable stuff right there. So I'll say one of these 2 can also end on a score on the final play. So give me yes. Will there be a 50-yard field goal being made? I'll say no to a 50-yard field goal. And then the U.S. men's national soccer team going up against Canada, I'll go ahead and say there'll be a draw. Good feisty game between those 2 clubs. And then a draw. And that's how we'll do it this Sunday for NFL Conference Championships. Again, I think it'll be 2 absolutely outstanding games. Drop in the comment section, guys. Let me know who you're going to win this game. I want to know, do you have 49ers, Rams, or do you have Bengals, Chiefs? Drop a comment in this video. If one of these 2 teams or 4 teams are your favorite, I wish you good luck. That was a lot of fun. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and good luck with your picks. If interested in placing real sports bets, then check out my latest daily free sports betting video in the bottom right corner. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next contest.